name is ckelly, and I'd like to thank you all for coming today to this class on search engines and advanced features with search engines. The purpose of this class, as you know from your pre-questionnaire, is actually a class to help you in your positions as administrative assistants to use the search engine. How can you refine your results? From some of the information, the feedback we got from your questionnaire is that some of the things that are happening are that you're having difficulty refining your results. Results are confusing. Is there anybody here that has had trouble with the search engine or would like something in a perfect world?
Yes.
Can someone answer something? Yes.
Yeah, and sometimes I look for a subject and I get 1,000 responses that I don't want.
Right, very good. Right, a number of different responses that are just irrelevant. Correct. Anybody else? So the questionnaire?
Yes, sometimes the right answer is like 5 pages or 6 pages.
Right.
down.
It's not ranked. Right. The way you want it to
Right.
be. Right. Okay. So that's what's going to happen today. I hope you're going to get a lot of good tools, some shortcuts to take back with you to in your roles as administrative assistant. And as you know, as administrative assistant, you're the go-to person, right? Everybody comes to you. I want this. How does this happen? Get that information. So you're using Google probably, or Google or any search engine, how many times a day on the average would you say? Okay, I know it's huge, but give me a number.
20, 10, 20 times.
10, 20 times a day.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So let's name some of the popular search engines out there. We all know what the most popular one is, but let's go around the room and let's make a list now of some very popular search engines. In the back? Yeah.
Yahoo?
Yahoo? Okay.
Ask.com.
Ask.com.
Alta Vista.
Alta Vista. Now I need 2 more.
Opera?
Opera. 1 more.
Google?
Google. Okay, Google. Very good. All right. Well, here's a very basic question. If you use these search engines and you put the same information, the same search information in there, you're going to get the same result?
No.
No. Okay. Well, good. Then let me just give you sort of an understanding. First of all, this is my contact information. My name is ckelly. I will give it to you at the end as well, but just for your information, if you want to drop it down now, it's fine. Okay, so what we're going to talk today about what's behind the scenes in searching, techniques to get better results, shortcuts, and interesting tools, as I just mentioned. All right, the most popular browser, we already came up with that. That's Google. What makes the search engine work? And Google Boot is actually Google's web crawling robot. Does anyone know what that means before we start here?
I'll take a shot.
Yeah.
To be wrong. I think it's code that goes out on the internet and draws in information that it categorizes and sends back to Google, and they use that information.
Absolutely right. Look at the next slide. Absolutely right. Okay, so what happens if you're out on the internet, what things happen? Pages are deleted, information's updated. There's got to be some way and some technology that Google in particular goes out and gets these results. Now they're all going to use a different sort of what's referred to as a spider or a robot. They're all going to use different ones, but in this case they're all basically going to be crawling the internet, and they do that by a couple ways. How would they do that? Do they go out and look for stuff? Is stuff brought to them? How does that work, do you think?
And sometimes you have to register with the search engine.
Right, so it's both ways, okay? Sometimes like a smaller business would say, hey, look at me, look at me, look at me. Or it goes out and it finds information, like something very popular. It might go out and find a website, right? And so what it does is it catalogs it, or it's referred to as an index. So that means all this information has to be someplace, right, for it to access. So what it does is it catalogs it, it puts it in an index. The next thing it does is ranks it, like you were speaking about. You rank it, and it's based on relevance, and that has to do with what do you think? How do you think something becomes relevant to a search engine? What would be some of the factors?
Keywords?
Keywords, yes, very good. How about how often the keywords were used, like popularity? That's a big reason why a particular result would show up and be ranked, right? Because it's very popular. And so when it goes out and does its searching on the web, it's very popular. So it becomes relevant and it's ranked right up there. Now what would happen in the case, say, would there be any difference if Google went out and searched World War II, or Google went out and searched election 2008? What could be an idea of what might be different there?
World War II is huge.
Pardon?
World War II is huge. It's
Yeah.
a lot of stuff in there.
Right, but I'm actually, you're right about that, but I'm actually looking for something different.
It happened in the past, so there might not be as many new things that could come
Right,
up.
exactly, right. So keep this information in the back of your head while you're out searching, so you just have basic understanding of what the background is, what's going on in the background. Because from day to day, your results will change. Okay, now I promised you that we would come up with some shortcuts that would help you in your roles as administrative assistants. So I'm going to ask you now to log into Google. Let me just want to make sure that everybody's in Google. Everybody all set with Google? Okay. All right. I'm going to run through a few here. One is an advanced search feature, date, local search, and file types. Okay, so while you're in Google, select to the right the advanced search. Everybody got that?
Yeah, we do.
Okay. Speaking of date, why don't we, I have some examples here, but we can go through some of yours as well. Why don't we try up on under Find Results with all the words, put in Olympics. O-L-Y, I'm spelling it out for me and for you too. Okay. And now, if you go down along, you'll see date. You can follow me here on the screen. What you're looking for is you want to return web pages first seen in the past 3 months. Okay, so what you want that because you're looking for more current data. Okay, so if you now search, Google search, you're going to come up with something within the last 3 months only. Now you could go back and refine that and make it 6 months. Okay? So you would use this maybe if you need to research something. So you're refining your results. The next thing I promised that we would talk about would be your local search. Now you might be in a situation where, as an admin, somebody on your staff calls you and says, hey, I need a taxi. I'm in Pittsburgh. I'm at the airport. Get a taxi. Okay? The first thing you might do is go through a long search. So what you're looking here for now is a local search. So if you type in taxi, just simply taxi, Pittsburgh, and you look at your search right away, you're going to get cabs right away that you can call. Okay, so this is more refined than just sort of a general. This is your regional. This is regional only. This is going to be everything just to Pittsburgh. It's not the world, as sometimes when you would put something in there. There might be a reference to a movie in Pittsburgh with taxi. There could be a book, anything. But this is just really going to be very specific to Pittsburgh and a taxi. Okay, I want you to go